With stations all over the U.S., North America, Puerto Rico, Guam, and by satellite, we are Coast to Coast AM. Connie Willis here. Open lines happening right now, but for this first hour, because Julia Cannon's going to stick around with us for another hour. I got her to stay up with us a little bit longer. She's been working all day. That I'd love it if you can just direct all your questions to Julia this hour, and then we'll have that straight up open lines afterwards. But let's grab her while we got her. This woman is like wanted all across the world. Were you recently, Julia, where were you in Spain? Where were you last? You travel a lot.
Well, last weekend I was in Las Vegas for the Disclosure Fest Stairway to the Stars conference. But before that, I was in Ibiza, Spain. We were doing our QHHT retreat.
Okay. Is it the retreats that take you all over? Because I've seen pictures of the pyramid. I think it was the Sphinx behind you and Stonehenge behind you.
Yeah, those were when we were doing live classes still. And then when COVID hit, we took our level 2 class online as well. And so now what we do live, we have some companion courses. So that gives people some of that camaraderie for the classes to be able to ask questions and be able to practice. And then we do our retreats now, because that's really what everybody wants. They want to get together, be able to practice and ask questions. And so we can do that in a retreat, because we have such a wonderful online. Both of our courses are so good. We just can't duplicate that in a live setting. It's just we can't.
No, and it looks like you guys are all having a good time too. So that's great.
Oh, yeah. It's so much fun.
So as we take phone calls, before we do that, is there anything else you want to say that you didn't say yet about anything?
Oh my gosh.
We talked about?
I think we've got the basis of it, about how it all works. And with the Soul Speak course, well, actually all of them, you get certified. And this is where you can make a career out of these, because you're getting certified to work with others. And then there's support systems. Both of them have wonderful, wonderful support systems to help you as you keep going, so that you're never alone in this world. And then with my Soul Speak, I have 2 free online group coaching sessions, and then also have a continuing coaching sessions, and support for them.
Well, I'm taking them. I think it's fun. I appreciate all that. I'd love to learn, and it just goes deep, and you just learn so much about yourself and helping others. And it would have been really great with some of this stuff when I was taking care of my mom and my dad. It was just really good stuff. So thank you for all that.
Yeah, you're welcome. And probably what you're finding now it's like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Even though you didn't have it back then, it probably helps a lot now. Just knowing, okay, I get this now, because I do that all the time. It's like, oh, I wonder if this is what was going on, or that makes sense now.
Yeah, and prepares you for the future of, helping others and yourself as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. International line. Let's go to Don. Hey there, Don. You are on Coast to Coast AM out of Alberta, Canada. Hey there.
Oh.
Hi, Connie. Hi, Julia.
Hi, Don.
Actually, well, you were talking because you brought up Arkansas. I was going to mention that during the American Civil War, because the surgeon kits weren't that great, because it just basically consisted of hand saws and stuff. The number one form of anesthesia they used 85% of the time was hypnosis to stop the pain while they were doing the amputations.
Absolutely.
They used other techniques. You were commenting about if you don't get the book done in a year, they're gonna send it to somebody else. I used to get downloads all the time, and after a while, like for people or information to put out there, and after a while, I just started sending it back. It's like, nah, go bother somebody else.
You weren't interested, huh? I just never felt like I could do that. It just kept being, it's like, come on. But maybe if I would have not written a book, maybe it would have gone somewhere else and they would have left me alone. It's like, you're not doing anything. But I never felt like I could. I felt like it was an insistence, like you need to get this done. Like maybe it's one of the things I planned to do before I came in. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you got to, like, in my case, my life is just so busy, I have to learn to free up time to which I'm working on, but the universe doesn't seem to be going in that direction. Getting into your hypnosis, I have 2 questions, I guess. Are you familiar with Michael Newton, The Journey of Souls? You take people into in between lives and what they would do at all? Like,
I know of it. I'm not. I have never researched his methods or anything. I do know Mom studied it, and she knew of his things, and that's why she pulled. She liked how he did the subliminals, the silent induction, and so some of that's incorporated in that. So she liked some of the, but not all of it. So that's. I'm only familiar with his work from her.
Okay. My other question is I notice a lot of people, anxiety, loneliness, and depression are the number one things that are occurring lately. And I try to teach people to meditate, because I notice when people meditate, I would always recommend the hue, like you sing it and do it for like 10 to 20 minutes, because I had machines that I would hook people up to, and I could see how their energy went through the body and everything. But there's some people that they can't, well, normal people under the old program of hypnosis can't hypnotize them. But I was wondering is the hypnosis I know if you project, like I would project my energy, like if I was going to take a trip down the road, I would project my energy down the road to see how it felt when I got to the other end, or what time to leave and that kind of stuff. And one of the things I was studying, they said that actually will produce anxiety as well. But for people that have the anxiety and all the rest of it, and they're just so caught in their world and trying to hold on to it, I guess, is it still possible to hypnotize or put those people under hypnosis and help them with their anxiety, depression, loneliness, whatever the case may be? I know there's physical aspects involved as well, but
right, that's really good, because you're right. There is a lot of that, but so much of this, we're asking questions like when all this happened and what's going on. There's an interview that's done ahead of it, of the actual hypnosis, so they don't just go into it cold, because then you would be working with all of that. But through the interview, there's so much that's being released at that, from there, that they're really relaxed by the time they get to the hypnosis part. So that's good. And that's all part of it.
Yeah, good questions, Don. Okay. Thanks so much. Yeah, thank you so much. He's right there on it, isn't he? He's right there on the pulse.
Absolutely. Yeah, it sounds like he's into some really cool stuff.
Yeah. East of the Rockies, we got Roberto out of Fort Myers, Florida. Hey there, Roberto. You're on the air.
Hi. What a wonderful show. I'm totally blind, and I was wondering if I could benefit from the QHHT technique to heal my sleeping problems. I also have, at the beginning of the program, I did hear that she said something about a lady that got healed from her knee, and I have a lower back issue. My lumbar is out of alignment. Can I benefit from her technique, and how can I get in contact with her? I'm totally blind. If somebody can give me her phone number so I can participate in her class and her course.
Yeah, you could what you might want to do is have a session, and that may be what you're asking, because the course is to teach you how to work with other people, and that's perfectly fine if you want to do that. That's completely open to you. But it sounds like you might be wanting a session for yourself where someone will put you into hypnosis and help you you'll do all this, and you'll create the space where you heal yourself. Okay, that's what this is all about. You are healing yourself. Okay, nobody's doing it to you. I want that to be clear, because sometimes people are like, oh, I just want to be fixed. Just fix me. And this is about you finding that power. You have the power. So your higher self will work through you. But absolutely, and I love how we're trained to be politically correct and say, will I receive benefit? Will I benefit from this? And absolutely, you will. The thing is to find out what your body's trying to tell you. And once you understand that, and all that's through that session, and you've got quite a few things going on there, so it sounds like your body's been talking to you for a while. And
so where should he go for that?
You can go to the QHHTofficial.com website, and you'll find there's a place on there called Find a Practitioner, and it's a search directory where you look in your area, you find who's, wherever you're willing to go, and you can contact them, do your due diligence, see who resonates with you. Look at their information on the site. Just, see, look in the area that you're willing to travel to, because we have practitioners all over the world. So find, just do that. See who feels good to you. Mm-hmm.
And he's in Fort Myers, Florida. I'm sure there's some in Florida for sure, right?
Lots of practitioners in Florida.
Yeah.
Very good practitioners in Florida. Yes.
Yeah. I liked living there myself there. I know that area, Roberto. Thanks for your call. West of the Rockies. Hey there, Joshua. Welcome to Coast AM. How are you?
I'm great. How about you guys?
Good.
Great.
Good. So I just want to start this off by letting you know that I'm a high-functioning autist, so I'm going to try to explain this the best I can. My question for Julie was, have you ever known somebody that has found out about a past life, and specifically that past life was not in a sense of the time where pictures and video were available, that they've found art of this person that I am highly suspicious that I am, to have looked very closely like them at the like now? Does that make sense?
I think it does. You're saying like when they saw themselves in the other life that they look like they do now.
They look like that person now. Yeah.
I know some people say that they might have seen that, but my own personal experience, I have not found that. It's usually you're another person, and some people think they're coming through like the DNA is the same, things like that. It's just another person completely. There's no ancestral lines. Sometimes we might come back in the same lineage, but that's really rare that we're coming in that way. But to be looking like someone, and I know that a lot of times that they look for this, like, oh, this must be this person in another life because, look, they look like them. That's not what we're finding. We don't find that. Mm-mm.
And in regards to what you guys have been talking about, pain, have you ever known the injuries in your current life to mimic the injuries that you may have had in a past life?
Oh, good question. Absolutely. And that's why sometimes it's a reminder. It's like, hey, because like the cells, they remember their cellular memory, and to all of these parts of us, they don't know time, and they don't know that was another life. And it's like, wait a minute, this happened before. You died before, maybe, and we call that residual, or it's residue from another life. Many times from a way we died, we will carry that across, and it will be a reminder of. Sometimes it's the same age that you were when something happened, or whatever. We'll find similarities like that, and it's like it's trying to tell you, hey, be careful, or, like I was burned as a witch in another life. And then, so when I came in this life, I was definitely afraid of fire and all these different things that they did to me in that process. And when I understood it, it was just like, oh, it was just trying to remind me, hey, be careful. They burned you last time. So, just watch your P's and Q's. So it's like that's where a lot of us have fears of going into these fields because we were killed. We were persecuted, for it. So you might very well find pain from something that happened because, as a reminder, something just jogging your memory. It's like, wait a minute, just, whatever. We don't know. That's where a session's great. So you can find that information out.
Thank you, Joshua. Good stuff. Good calls coming in.
Good question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. First-time caller Joan calling from Pennsylvania, Kingston. Hey there, Joan. Welcome to Coast.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi.
Hey, great.
Hello.
Hello, Julia.
Hi.
I have a question. I have a situation where my throat muscles are tightened, and I had a procedure done to stretch the muscles. It didn't work, and I'm wondering if hypnotism would help with that.
Absolutely. And see, this is what I talk. See, we have surgical procedures done, and they don't work. Guess why? Because you didn't get the message. You didn't get to the root of it. And it will come back because you didn't. It's not finished. It's still got to get a message through. And this is what I mean. Once you get the message, it will go away. So absolutely. That's what these are all about. A session, you will get to the root of it. You will find out what it's all about. You will understand what it's trying to tell you. Anything to do with the throat and the mouth and all of that, it's usually about something that you need to say. There's something going on, but there'd be more questions asked around it and we get to the root. But I'm just giving you a little clue. There's usually something that you need to say. There's something you need to talk about.
How would I go about, starting?
Starting what?
Well, I missed the beginning of the show, perhaps, and like getting in touch with an address or website.
How do they reach you?
QHHT, go to QHHTofficial.com and go to Find a Practitioner. And you can search your area or wherever you're willing to travel, and you can find a practitioner and just look and see who's there and really do your due diligence and see who resonates with you. Make contact with them and just see, and before you ever go, I mean, just see who resonates with you. Your gut knows, and you can get to the root of it. That's how you would line up an appointment, a session.
So, let me ask you this: do they go to a QHHT practitioner, or do they go to the Julia Cannon for the soul speak for something physical?
You can do either one. That? I mean, the soul speak. I mean, yeah, you have practitioners in soul speak. It can be done either way. It's just whichever experience you want to have. Some people, I don't think this group is one of those, but some people are kind of afraid of hypnosis. Like you're talking about the stage hypnosis. It gives hypnosis a bad rap. So if somebody's not ready for that, that's where soul speak is really beneficial because you're right there and you feel like you're totally in control and all that stuff. So it's really great for that, and it kind of can bridge until maybe you're ready for a deeper session, which would be QHHT. But I think this group is ready for the whole shebang. Oh yeah. These are Coast fans. Yeah. Come on, we're Coast people. We're the best. We are there. We are your educated target audience. We are it. Mm-hmm. So okay. So that's where I'm kind of guiding people to QHHT because it's just because you can find out that and so much more. So you can get it with both. Like I said, it's just one's much deeper. The QHHT, you're going way, way deep. Okay. Well, so I think, hey, you tell me, but the QHHT practitioner is going to. Thank you. I cannot even say that word either. But that, along with them knowing the soul speak and just combining that, that's like heaven. Absolutely. You have got a huge, wonderful package deal when you do that. You can, because one complements the other tremendously. And then in the future, you tack on that light casting that's coming, and oh my goodness, you're an angel. You have wings. There's no stopping you. I love that. Well, thanks for sticking around with Open Lines. We're going to continue. It's kind of this, where you can ask Julia some questions. So stick around. We got one more segment beforehand before we let you go to sleep over there. It's early morning for you, right? Where are you? You're in Arkansas right now, right? In Arkansas, yeah. It's 2:30 in the morning. Hang in there, woman. Stay with us. We appreciate it. Go take you a quick break because we'll take a break right now. So we're talking with Julia Cannon. She stuck around for the first hour of Open Lines, and we got her for another segment. So if you have something to ask her about the QHHT or something about her mom or something about soul speak or hypnosis in general, now is a great time to do that. And if you'd like to learn more, go to juliacannon.com, dolorescannon.com. And Dolores, by the way, is DOLORES. You probably already know that. And also the QHHTofficial.com. Those are where you want to go to either learn to do it yourself and make a career out of it, or you can also benefit and say, like she said, fix me. You can do that too. So Open Lines will continue. I'm Connie Willis here. Stay with us. It's Coast to Coast AM. Coast to Coast AM, it is Open Lines here. Connie Willis here, but we've got Julia Cannon sticking around for us. So she's going to, so if you can direct your questions to her while we got her, that would be great. Appreciate that you're sticking around for us. If you'd like to learn for yourself, either how to fix yourself or how to have somebody fix you, or how to become, how you can learn to do this yourself and even make a career out of it, go to juliacannon.com or dolorescannon.com, or just go right to the QHHTofficial.com if you'd like to do that as well. All right. So, man, lots of stuff going on. And Julia, we got lots of phone calls. So you ready? I'm ready. Let's jump at them right now. Okay. Wild card line number 4. We got Simon out of Boston. Simon, you're on the air.
Hello, Mrs. Cannon. Miss Cannon, sorry. Julia, my question was, can you hypnotize yourself by looking in the mirror if you are a hypnotist? I know some, and I studied some a little bit, and some say you can, some say you can't. To maybe transform yourself into something better, bigger, or stop doing things you don't want to do.
Interesting. Okay. Can you hypnotize yourself by looking in the mirror?
Well, there's a lot of different kinds of self-hypnosis, and you will always stay in a lighter state. That's that alpha state. When you can do things, absolutely. You're just in a different, you're in a trance. I mean, you go into a different state of level of trance or a light level of trance just by closing your eyes, so there's different varying degrees, and you can. But to get this profound effect, it's, people are always asking, can I just do this on myself? But the thing is you go to such a deep level, you will easily slip into sleep if someone is not there asking questions. And that's what holds you into that state that you want to be at that has access. You absolutely can look in the mirror, and you can do a lot of things with yourself. Just, you're reprogramming your brain is what you're doing. We have tapes that we play from childhood, and from long ago that we live off of, and we want to reprogram them if we want to make changes. And that's what happens a lot of times in our sessions is we're getting this information of what is real for us. We don't have to live off of old, outdated programs that we've been doing. So, yes, you can. That's not what QHHT is.
That's interesting. I never thought about that. Looking in the mirror and doing that. That's, interesting. Yeah. Wow. Of course, I'm going to do that as soon as I get off the air. I'm going to go right into the mirror. Now
there you go.
I've never heard. Wow, interesting. Wildcard line number 3. Let's talk to Ted, trucking in Georgia. Hey there, Ted. You're on the air. Welcome.
Good morning, Connie and Julia. Julia, I have a question for you. I'm a magician and mainly a fire performer. I do quite a few different things. I've got a very close friend, the Sandman, who's a stage hypnotist. And he also teaches. He's been doing that for 3 decades. His father was a famous magician. Anyhow, there were 5 entertainers on a rafting trip, and I've always wanted to be hypnotized. So he said he'd do it. We all sat at a picnic table, and he did his rap, and all 4 others went under and woke up feeling refreshed and renewed, while I was frustrated. Is there any reason I can't be hypnotized, or how do I go about putting myself in a state where I can go under?
Yeah, everyone can be hypnotized. Everyone. It's just like I was saying before, the stage hypnotist, they're looking for a certain person that's very suggestible, that will easily go under with their cues and everything. They want someone that will respond quickly. And you are just not, that's not what you do, but everybody can be hypnotized. Do you go to sleep? Let me just ask you that question. Do you go to sleep?
Of course I do. And my subconscious does lots of work. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can go to sleep, which we all do, I assume everybody does it, then you could be hypnotized, because this is a very natural thing that we do. We go through that state, that theta state, as we go into the delta state of sleep. So this is natural for us to do this. So, yes,
it might be a problem more with insomnia versus skepticism. Is that what you're implying?
Say that again?
It might be more a problem of insomnia versus skepticism.
No, I would say it's, I think that was a joke there, but no, it's not that you're not, you mean if somebody had insomnia, but even insomniacs can be hypnotized. See, so it's not even, that's never an issue. This is so natural for you to do. I would say it's just that there's a different process, and that's where QHHT just works with you differently. Stage hypnosis, they want people that can do it quickly. And so that's a certain type of person that's just, we call that a really, really good client. They're very suggestible.
That's a good day and a good night on stage for sure. Thanks for your phone call. Wildcard line number 2. Let's talk to Anna Day out of Yonkers, New York. Hey there. Anna, how you doing?
Great. Thank you so much, Connie. And Julia, your mom, Dolores, did so much good work for us and vindicated our experiences. And I was just wondering whether or not some of our past life memories might not just be because we were, I don't know, for lack of a better word, like on the same like wavelength as somebody else that lived before us. Because I was actually hypnotically regressed to a past life, and it didn't end well. So I'd just like to hear your perspective on that.
I'm not quite understanding the question.
My question, Julia, is like I have had a past life memory, but I'm wondering whether it wasn't a previous life in so much that it was someone that I was resonant with that I picked up on.
Okay, that's well, how did the memory come to you? Was it under hypnosis, or was it just spontaneous?
Yes, Julia, yes. It was under hypnosis, and we were on a horse-drawn cavalcade approaching a castle, and then we were ambushed. But does that mean that my previous life was that, or I just tipped in, so to say? Someone else.
Okay, now I get. And that's a really good question. Does it really matter? This is where I'm getting to now, because sometimes I think we might be picking up on things. It's like, what's relevant? And, when we're teaching all this, and our first thought is that these are our past lives. These are our lives. And then some people are like, well, this, as I learn more and more about how this, like I say, this universe works and things, it makes me question more and more. I wonder, it's like, are these actually ours, or could this be something else? If it's all simulation and things, go down those roads, right? And so, but then it's like, well, but does it really matter if it's yours or another one that's out there? What's important is the information that's coming in. It was shown to you for a reason to get some information from. So it must be relevant in some way to your current life. So that's what you always look at. Now, I want to believe that the lives we're all shown are parts of ourselves. They are fractals. They are lives that we have lived, because it's just understanding more and more of who we are. That's where that can go down that other road. So I hope that I didn't just confuse it up even more. But it's really interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting, because now it's like, hey, I don't want to see somebody else's reality show. I am doing this to see mine,
Right.
Hey, I don't have time for the other.
I would think it's more apt to, it's going to be yours. It's shown to you for a reason. So.
Yeah. I had something similar to happen to me recently, and it was like, did you look through the eyes of this, or was that you? And it's like, no, I think that was me. I don't think that was looking through the eyes of someone else. And that's anyway, interesting stuff. So
you're in that body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would it not be you?
Yeah. I'm not a walk-in, man. Maybe I'm a walk-in. Maybe I was just a walk-in for a while. Wait a minute. There is an answer to that. Okay. Let's go east of the Rockies, talk to Jean out of Springfield, Massachusetts. Hey there, Jean. You're on the air. Welcome.
Hi. Connie, thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I love your show all the time.
Thank you.
Julia, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I think you are fascinating. I have been suffering from neuropathy.
Okay.
I've been retired for 3 years, and I have been I have neuropathy in both of my feet.
Okay.
So I'm not getting around too well. Is that something that your folks could deal with?
Absolutely. We just got to find out. There's just a lot of questions to ask. We find out when it started. What is it trying to tell you? Your body is trying to tell you something.
Right. That I shouldn't have retired?
Maybe. I don't know.
Get back on those feet.
Is it numbness or is it pain in your feet?
It's like pins and needles,
Mm-hmm.
but constant, and it's been 14 months now, and I've been trying all sorts of different stuff, and I am just willing to move on.
Yeah, let me ask you a quick question. What was going on in your life 14 months ago?
I was on the beach, and life was good 14 months ago. The last 32 years, I was a cop for 32 years, and I have been beat up. I was a police officer in an urban situation. I have been beat up. I have injuries all over my body. But 2 years after I retired, things started going south.
Yeah.
And I did have a bad relationship.
And it continues. There you go.
Yep.
Yep.
Because the way you described it, pins and needles. And don't we have a saying? Felt like I was walking on pins and needles when we're being very cautious and we're being, we have to watch what we do and how we tiptoe around and things like that. Just saying.
So he should go to the QHHTofficial.com and look for practitioner. Practitioner.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get to the bottom of that. But I just threw out a big clue for you because you're telling me what it is. You've already told me what it is.
And that's how that works. Exactly. So I love it. I'm glad you called in to give that example. So let me ask you this, though, real quick, because isn't that also like a symptom of diabetes?
Yeah, but diabetes
is problems.
It can, but that's what they're like. Oh, these are symptoms for all these other things. But you know what diabetes is? It's a message. Diabetes is also a message. If you were to have that, that means that you've lost your joy, you lost your dream in your life. You're not having any fun anymore, and that's what your body is trying to tell you: is go have fun, bring back the joy. If you lost the sweetness, you lost your dream. See, and once you start doing that, then that goes away. That's what I'm saying. Don't go to those things. It's not that. There's something deeper. It's deeper than that. There's always more.
I love it. You go, girl. I'm throwing it at you. I'm throwing it at you.
And I'm doing my best to catch it.
You're doing it. I love it. I love it. Wildcard line number 1. Let's talk to Ruth out of Maryland. Hey there, Ruth. You're on the air.
Hi, Connie and Julia.
Hey.
Thank you for taking my call. And Julia, when I was 19 or 20, I went to a hypnotist to be hypnotized because I thought I was abducted. I had woke up one morning with scratches, fine lines, like about 9 of them on my chest, running in the direction of my ribs. And I was in the 21st floor at that time. But anyway, I went to the hypnotist, and he refused to hypnotize me. I told him why I wanted to be hypnotized, that I thought that, what happened, and I thought maybe I was abducted. And he didn't hypnotize me. I had money to pay him and everything, and he said that in this case he didn't think he could help me, and he sent me to a psychic. And she told me a couple strange things, but I was wondering why would he not hypnotize me and send me to her?
Yeah, not everybody, that's in the traditional hypnosis schools, abductions are not taught. They're not taught anything about that kind of stuff. And so that probably scared him. And he was telling you the truth. I'm not the right person for you. I don't know what he's saying is, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what to do here. And he didn't know what he was going to encounter. He was out of his wheelhouse. And so he was like, well, this is the only thing he could think of. I mean, this isn't the mainstream road, going to a hypnotist and dealing with abductions. I like to call them visitations, but, that's not your standard practicing hypnotist. They don't deal with that. So that was what happened there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for that phone call. Not everybody, that's one of the things that I like about your program is they have to get certified. They have to do so many different things and get so much experience before you guys will even claim, here's somebody you can call.
Right, absolutely. And especially at level 3, they go through huge scrutiny. I mean, they are, so if you go to anybody on the level 3 list, I'm telling you, all the practitioners, I mean, you can go to different ones, but the level 3s, they have my stamp of approval for sure. They have gone through the gamut, and they will do the sessions just like Dolores did them.
Well, let's see if we can grab one more quick one. You have enough time, you think, for another quick one here? Let's go.
And one thing on that last one, just real quick, we do cover all those topics, so that's beautiful. These practitioners are taught in dealing with ETs, and if you have suspected visitations, they know what to do. That's not normal to teach that. So.
It's very true. I know some people that go, they've been taken, so they feel that they can do that. And I guess, I don't know. I guess there's a whole lot of other places people can go as well. And, I think it's important to have that experience. Get experience. Whoever's got experience, that's who you definitely want to go to get anything done. I mean, that's just typical. When I got LASIK, I wanted the guy that guy or girl that had the most experience and chopping somebody's, taking their eye and flapping it over,
Somebody's messing with your consciousness. You want them to. Yeah, you want to feel okay about them.
Yes. All right. So real quick, thank you so much, Julia, for hanging out with us and staying out for another hour with open lines here and focusing on people's questions directed right to you. Thanks so much.
Yeah, pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. I love being here with you and getting to meet your folks. So this has been wonderful.
All right. Thanks so much, Julia. Thanks for all your work and looking forward to light casting coming up next from you. Okay. Take care. We'll see you. Julia Cannon. Excellent stuff. Go to juliacannon.com to learn more, dolorescannon.com, or QHHTofficial.com if you're looking as well to get some help or, make that a career. Stay with us. Open lines continue on where you can ask me something. Don't ask me about hypnosis and all that stuff. I can't answer what she did. Stay with us here on Coast to Coast AM.